Okay. Right. So we keep trying to explain something to you about the difference of a man's hairline, right? For one, where is the hairline, right? Well, you gotta kind of imagine it, right? Does it seem to, right, be higher or lower than it should be, right? Well, this side, right, is lower. This side is lower, but this side is normal, and this side is normal, right? So it should be technically somewhere, maybe. See if I can find it this way. Hmm. I drawn for you a little bit. Around here, maybe. See what I mean? And, on that side. And this might be why you're confused, right? About how one works, right? Around here, maybe, right? Should be the real hairline, right? If you see what I mean, right? For one. All right. So the hair should really be up and down or around this area, right? If receding as well, right? That would also involve, right, from here to here, right? See, a certain part, right, if you're receding, right, will be getting higher and not staying the same, right? If it's staying the same, it's not receding, right? It's all like anyone can tell you there, too, right? And keep showing you, right? But now it's not fake hair, there's no balding spot anywhere else either, right? And that's all a person can show you, right? Do. But some people are obsessed with their hair. They're trying to, again, pretend I am like they are. Right, right. Just like with a stepdaughter. Being around a 4-year-old who's your stepdaughter don't mean you're going to try to molest her, even if she wakes you up in the middle of the night while her mom's with her in the other room, right? Not you with her. But like I said, to get her alone means I would have to kidnap her out the apartment, which Daphne would go to police on that. Dumbass, right? Unless you're suggesting she's trying to entrap me or something. And didn't even catch me there. Because what could she do? Set up a video camera under the TV? Or have one in the ceiling if we had lights over there or something? You know, instead of the light, there was a camera or something. Or some kind of hidden camera, like in a clock or something I didn't notice ever. Right. You see what I mean there, too. Right. I'm telling you, the only place you might could have had one where I wouldn't notice it would be under the TV. And it would be one of those bulky ones back in the 90s, right? Uh-huh. And yeah. No, I don't know. They didn't have the technology still back then to do that kind of spy work unless you're, again, a real spy. I don't know. And then what's the difference between entrapping someone and someone really trying to have sex with the child? Well, the mother would let her actually go in there or not, right? Which I don't know, right? You know what I mean, right? If she did or not, right? Because she can't do it more than once. You understand what I mean, right? But whatever I'm doing, I'm tending to my stepdaughter, like I said, right? And one of the reasons you might could do something fishy, right, is to make sure she didn't pee herself, right? I keep pointing that out, right? Peeing yourself, right, is different than sex with a child, right? And you're not sure why she's even in there with you, or woke you up, right? Or would wake you up, or did wake you up, right? You're just saying, okay, well, I'm going to sleep on the couch. That's where I'm supposed to be. And she's supposed to be in there with her mom all night, right? That makes more sense, right? Unless you're trying to be crazier than me. See, then it's your imagination worse than schizophrenia because you won't let it go. You're acting like it's real, right? Yeah, you see what I mean, Marceline, right? These people are obsessed with sex with children, not me, right? I'm trying to downplay. I'm trying to act like, well, what would I do anyway if she came in there with me, right? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Bring it back to her mom. I mean, there are people out there who really do it. Yeah, that's the problem too, right? But they're usually spotted a mile away. Doesn't matter how creepy they are. Right. They don't think they're creepy either, right? But they're creeping, right? But Sarah's still a 60-something-year-old woman, whether I'm walking by her house or not. Whether I look over there if she says something or not, right? And usually that's normal, right? To look around your neighborhood when walking through the neighborhood. But I'm not going to focus on just Sarah's house because I know her, right? I'm going to look around, right? At probably all the houses, idiot, right? What you mean by that? Well, because, see, the problem is there are real pedophiles out there. And what do you do if someone's accusing you of what being one, and yet you're only around a girl briefly 4 days or less, right? You're not sure that time. Either you're back by Friday or Monday, which is 1 to 4 days, right? And that's the point, too, right? It was so long ago, I can't even pinpoint how long I was around or whether it was 1 day or the whole weekend, right? And that's the most I remember, right, about it. Literally, and I was sleeping on the couch when her mom got back because I didn't know if I could sleep with her, right? She acted so bad, I didn't know what to do, right? So I took the couch, right? You heard of that, right? When the wife's acting pissed off and you don't know why. Left you straight into Tennessee. And then you're giving her until the shit works its way through the system to get back on base, right? That's up to her then, ain't it? Right? You did the right thing, right? Took the couch, you took the couch. And stayed away from the girl and her mom as far as you know, right? Anything more is the girl would have to come in there to you, and that would be a different interaction, and even then you would treat it like helping raise your sister. And not touch her that way. Like I said, it would only get weird, and this is still guessing what the hell you're talking about, right? If she came in there, right? And I'm not sure why, right? Or she came by the bathroom and then started staring at me instead of going on to the bathroom, right? Only 2 ways you can probably wake someone up, too. And one could be shortly after I went to sleep, right? Or I was already asleep and she woke me up, right? Which is hypothetical, right? From then on, right? And if she woke me up, either way, it would seem weird and like a weird dream, right? Because that don't normally happen. That's what I'm trying to play to them too, right? While I would say it was a dream, though, that would seem weird, right? Kind of like a weird dream she would even wake me up, right? And usually that involves some kind of coaching, either from the dad or the mom, or the dad and the mom. I wouldn't know that part of it, right? Why? But I'm also telling you what my reasons would be. Eat, drink, pee, or shower. if the child's 4 and showered often by grandma. Uh-huh. And I don't recall if Daphne would showered her that night either. I'm guessing that too. She may not have, right? That's again the hypothetical part of the story, right? I'm not sure she did or didn't, right? She could have, she could have not, right? But one of the reasons would be because the child herself wanted to get in the shower and do it herself. I guess. At 4, and depends on the child's hygiene and how often grandma bathes her. But if I did something with her and it's along those lines, don't you think she would think grandma showed her that? Right? If I asked her to show her that too, we did. It's still not something sexual. Whether it's me, grandma, stepmom, biological dad, right? None of us are supposed to do that with a child, right, Ashton Kutcher? I don't know you either, but still. That's what I heard. And me, the Kunis. Right? I know you're a couple into trying to stop sex trafficking of children, I heard on the V this afternoon, and I'm with you there, right? There is an age appropriateness for even a child, even in Georgia, to consent to sex, right? Now, I'm not saying that age is appropriate or inappropriate. I'm just telling you what it is, right? And what I heard growing up in Georgia is at 16. Thank God, it used to be 14, right? When my mom was growing up, it was 14. Then they changed it to 16. Now, she was 15 when she conceived me, though. I hope nothing weird happened, but I don't know. I don't know. That either. Anything I'm telling you is a guess, because I don't know, right? You can't, Mom, take a guess seriously from a mentally ill person, right? But they are. Right? They can't either. When I'm telling you, I'm guessing what happened with references to my youth, right? I remember us taking a shower when we lived off of Victory Drive, but I think I was around 4 then, right? 3 or 4. When you worked at the Burger King around there, right? Am I wrong? I mean, my mom certainly would know certain things, and I might know certain things, but she's my mom. She can remember way more than I do. That I did right or wrong. Now, if I'm again mentally ill, and I tell you I might have heard a puppy once, right? Once. Not repeatedly, right? Could that be a weird dream I had, right? Even that. I'm not sure, right? But I didn't mean to, right? You didn't even ask me the details of what was happening with the puppy, right? And it was just a puppy. I might have heard. And I told you I might have accidentally killed a puppy, right? That's what I meant. What you heard was I killed a bunch of puppies, and I didn't say that. I know you didn't say that. Tried to run with it, Captain Carey, Dr. Asner, Dr. Cook. Oops, right? You can't do that either. I know. Or something's wrong with your psychiatry, right? I know. If it was only one puppy, I might have killed anyway, right? I know that. And the doctors at Bethesda asked my mom, right? That's the thing to do, right? Not that, again, right, she would overly protect her child whether he did or not, but she knows her child better than you do, and if she says I never did that, or I might have played with a kitten weirdly, stuck it feet first in the toilet, I don't know why I did that, but I don't know. It's not like I was baptizing the kitten, I don't think. maybe I felt if my mom washed me in that little kitty bath thing, right? Maybe that's why I did it. I don't know. There could be a reason, right? Well, another reason. But like I said, I still want a 16-year-old or older female wife, right? Because 16, 17, or 18, the parents got to consent to, right? To the marriage, right? As far as the legal part. Now, they don't have to with the sex part until she's 18, right? That's what's weird about that law, right? The parents can consent to marriage, but the girl can consent to sex before she's 18, right? That's all I'm saying. That's right, right. That's weird too, right? Either we should all have the same age, by the way, which I like 18 anyway, right? Myself. But see, entrapment involves a story that's false, right? Never happened. That would be awkward if it did one time. Right. And once doesn't make someone a repeat offender. Even if they're, a little confused about sex, they're not that confused about sex, right? They've only been with adult women over the age of 18, right? All of them are. The ones he actually knows he was with, right? And none of them were children. None of them were necessarily virgins, right? But that don't bother me either. You ain't got to be a virgin. I know that's kind of an outdated principle anyway, right? You can only pop your cherry with one guy anyway, and most of them are out to get your cherry only, right? And then dump your ass, you dumbass bitches, right? That's not smart, right? But you can do it, right? Smart or dumb. They're trying to get their cum in you, right? Whether you realize it or not, that's all they want. Whether you're dumb enough to fall for it or not, that's called tricking you into giving them the pussy, right? But then you're mad with the next guy and blame him for the bad guy. You fucked yourself. He didn't pretend, honey. You were warned about him most of the time. The kind of man he is, right? Because he's just trying to get your pussy. That's not love. If you want sex before marriage, that's usually suspicious, right? Or if he waits to a certain point, right? Now, if he's trying a little bit, right, but willing to wait, that's normal too, right? That's more normal. But if you, again, want to fuck a guy down by the van in the river, like with a certain movie I saw, with Matt Damon and what's her name, right? Anyway. I forgot the name of that one, but it was weird. Something about a dude taking a European vacation, right? Type thing. But anyway, it involved the girl from Smallville. But anyway. That's kind of cruel. The way she did him. But again, it's a movie. It's to show that's wrong to do somebody who likes you that way, right? And don't even know what you're doing while you're dating him, right? Because he's trying to respect you, and the guy who wants to fuck you don't respect you. And most men will fuck you as long as you let them get away with it too, right? See, they're wanting the pussy. Just the sex. And no commitment from you, right? A lot of guys will do that for years if you let them, and that's up to you, right? Not saying they're not having you to wife, technically, right? Like the scribes and Pharisees talked about the woman who had 7 men, right? And there's one who had 6 men before she met Jesus himself. It happens. It happens in the real world. And I knew that before I even ran into my girlfriend, so I wasn't sweating it, right? Their virginity part, right? But some people do, right? They want to get in there as young as they can, don't they, right? And pop that cherry between 4 to 8, right? That's why, again, It's suspicious, but it's not provable in a court of law, right? Because the only one who could accuse me would be the wife herself, and the only one who could set it up is the wife herself, right? If it happened one time, right? And I wouldn't kidnap the child while she was still with the mom, even though I still lived in Virginia for another year, right? I was focused on a 19-year-old or 18-year-old girl, right? Named Marybelle. Mm-hmm. She wasn't no little girl. She wasn't no little girl. She was still in high school, but she was from the Philippines, right? Like me, she had to go through school a little bit differently and a little bit longer, right? Now, me, is cause in the third grade, I was kept back for being a slow learner, all right? Because I do have a slight vision problem in one eye, right? And again, it's hard to treat it because I'm also, I guess, praying to God to help me see better. I don't know. Whatever's going on. Mm-hmm. Even with mucus coming out of it. Now that I'm overweight and maybe eating what you always taught me I can eat. But now I'm saying we can't eat it anymore. If you ever been that long. I'm sorry, I just saw Olivia Newton-John with her daughter, Chloe. Mm-hmm. All right. Right. Now, I do have some weird skills. I can impersonate men or women, like, I think the guy who did the Bugs Bunny characters could do. He even did Granny and the Wicked Witch, I think. But again, and Rocky was done by a woman, which I didn't know, right? Growing up, right? And, Bart and Lisa are, well, Lisa's done by a girl, but Bart's done by a woman too, Nancy Cartwright, right? Have a cow, man. Seem to want to, seem to want to. Could be, could be. But I'm trapped. See, I'm trapped by a diagnosis of a crazy disability, and I'm also trapped because I don't do those things, right? At all before I was diagnosed or after, right? See, I got to get to a certain point. The only time I did make a mistake was with someone. Right? Your stepbrother, my stepbrother, right? Was in on it. And one of us didn't know what the other was up to, right? That was me, that was you. Because I was fresh from a car wreck too, right? Back in August. And this happened around January, right? Right. Mm-hmm. And see, that's why I got kind of a no fault thing, right? But I also know that means I'm not trying to commit a felony, right? But if I'm buying food with food stamps, because I really can't make it through the month, right? Any other way, right? Right now, even if I'm in a car wreck again, right? Uh-huh. Oh, she's on Tamarind today. Mm-hmm. But again, looking at John, right? It's strange. It's strange. Okay. But see, I feel like I've been targeted by my shipmates and a lot of people after I got into the Navy too, right? And then there's the pastor at Christian Fellowship Church and what he was talking about in his unitship program, right? Now, even though I knew better than to do all that, some people might have been entrapped into it, right? Right. And are still loyal to the man, right? And not the God, right? See, that's of the flesh, right? Not necessarily of the spirit that you can do it, right? Now, you got to rightly divide the word of truth, too, because you can wrongly divide it, right? Wrongly dividing it is where Paul contradicts the story about Huldah or Deborah, right? These two women not only had authority over a man, but one of them taught the men how to follow the law again, right? Her name was Huldah. Though that means weasel, right? In a way, right? But she was a prophetess who the children of Israel looked up to at the time, right? She even told Josiah he would not see war during his days, right? Now, he tried to go to this situation where the king of Egypt was fighting some people, right? But he died before he reached the battlefield. Perchance, an arrow shot from above, right, on the actual battlefield itself, right, shot him before he reached the battlefield. That's what usually happens when you disobey someone who told you you're not to see battle. I know, don't you think? And you try to do it anyway, right? You get saved before you even get to the battlefield, right? And again, right? But you did and didn't see the battle, right? There was 50-50, right? And most prophecies are 50-50, right? Even Elijah didn't do everything God told him to do, right? Just usually 50-50, or a third at least, right? And you definitely went and got Elisha, right? The rest of it, you kind of ignored, right? But that's being human too, right? But don't put these men on their pedestals. I know. Or you sin. I know that. They're still carnal men. They're still sinful men like Peter, right? And if Peter sinned bigger than you think, right, with Jesus, right? There's more going on there than meets the eye, right? And no matter what he did, though, right, to Jesus' body, right, if John saw the paps and tried to tell Peter, right, yeah, that might cause some controversy, right, as to what happened between 12 and 4, right, after midnight, right, when the watchman would be asleep, right, and you could steal the body with 12 other men, right. You could roll back the stone that way, while they were asleep. That's the irony. That is somewhat truthful. But Peter wouldn't tell you the whole truth. He would lie. He would lie. And repent. Like Saul. Now, David didn't lie and repent about Bathsheba, though, right? Did he? No. You know what all happened there. But why? Right? Game of Thrones, right? Was Uriah's family trying to put Uriah's child on David's throne, right? For some reason, right? Don't matter why. That's kind of what it would look like if the girl turned up pregnant shortly after David had sex with her and she's already married, right? Because we're talking a few weeks or a few months. We don't know, right? See, certain key details Okay, we know about pregnancy now, right? How long does it take a pregnancy? 9 months. How long after she had sex with him did she tell him she was pregnant? We don't know. We don't know that detail. But if it's within the following 2 weeks to a month, right? Okay, that's quick. Well, not just like that, right? That's why I had a issue with Daphne because it did happen kind of quick, right? So I'm trying to make sure John was my son, right? Sure. That's all. I'm just making sure, right? What the DNA tests will say, right? Now I can't go beyond that, can I? Unless you, again, are the government conspiracy types trying to make me a government conspiracy, right? And made it Jonathan my child because of Daphne saying is my son, right? That's the only reason there too, right? And, right? But that again could be a lie still, right? If you did that. I don't know that either. I can't prove that either. You're not supposed to again fake that test, right? Right? Or making my son when she might could have been with someone else too, right? We don't know. We don't know. But that would be fraud on the whole DNA system, right? That's what I do. See, if you don't come clean, I don't know, right? What the hell you're talking about, right? How you even know about my stepdaughter would be a mystery to me, right? Because you don't go around talking about her unless, again, someone accuses you of molesting her after you move back to base, right? When could that have happened? When you failed? When I failed, right? That's the only time I lost time anyway and don't know what happened, right, for a while. Don't matter how long you're blacked out. If you're blacked out twice, right, it's usually a sexual reason behind it, right? Whether you remember the girl you slept with or not, right? And it's usually also a gay issue, right? Yes. That's the whole point. Have a nice day.